Hi everyone, welcome to my channel again. This is Shashank, and today I came up with one more nice puzzle. So please, if you like my videos, please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. And you can also comment below for any feedbacks or suggestions so that I can improve in my upcoming videos. So this puzzle today I was browsing in the internet, like which one to choose for today. This like it looked like a very nice puzzle to me. So let's see, it's white to move and checkmate in two moves. Let's see what is the puzzle about. So as you can see, black has a very worse position here. So the queen is already pinned and the king is lying at the center of the board and it's very vulnerable. White can attack it like anything, right? But still the challenge here is to checkmate just in two moves, right? That's not easy. Okay, so you can take some time to think about the right move. So meanwhile I will give you some ideas what to think and all. And generally what I would suggest, especially for my puzzles, is the moves will be like unusual, which you would not have thought of, right? So usually generally our mind tend to think like first move would be like giving checks or discovered attacks or forks, those kind of things. But usually sometimes the moves would be very simple moves, like very unusual moves, right? Which you never thought of. Those kind of moves would be the best moves sometimes. And sometimes we usually think of moving the queen, rook, or knight, those pieces. But sometimes even the if the king moves, then there would be a checkmate in very few moves, right? Which will not work otherwise. So those things. I'm not saying about this puzzle. Definitely, the king move would not work in this puzzle for sure. But sometimes you have to think in that direction. So here, um, even though you are thinking in terms of giving checks and all, let's see some of the variations. Like suppose if you want to give check only, then let's try this variation like knight b4. What happens if you play knight b4 check? Then king can easily take this e6 pawn. So after this there is nothing, like there is no checkmate in one move, right? So even this discovery and all won't work. So now this knight b4 is of no use. Okay, so if you think in any other direction, like before that, as I always say, you have to think about the squares where king can escape. Here I don't think there is any square except capturing this e6 pawn. King cannot escape anywhere because all the squares have been controlled by the white pieces. So the other move which you can think about is playing this rook takes queen. So usually we should not prefer rook taking queen because queen is already pinned, so we should take advantage of that pin. But you can still try this, like rook takes d7, and again king takes this e6, and there is no checkmate in one move. I don't see any, right? So even if you play queen e4 or something, then king can go to f6, or even it can bishop can block this. So there is no checkmate immediately. Okay, so there is one better move, which is better than any of the previous moves I showed you. Like you can try for queen b3 check, right? This is a better move here because once you give this queen b3 check, the king has only two options, d4 and e4. So suppose king goes to d4, right? Then this is a mate into, you can just go for queen d3 checkmate, right? But what if king goes to e4? If king goes to e4, now you cannot checkmate here because queen is open, right? So now the best move would be like you can go for this bishop h7 check, and now king has only one option, going back to d4. Now we can go for this checkmate. So this is one of the better moves, but definitely not the best because this is checkmating three moves. But we are looking for two moves checkmate. So we have to find the still better move, right? So that's what I mean. You can think there are many other moves where you can go for promoting this pawn and queening it, because this queen is anyway pinned, it cannot capture. So those lines also you can go for, but clearly I mean it won't work. You can see the moves from here only, but one thing is you have to definitely think about is uh, how to make what do you call this king queen bishop, how to block all the three at the same time, right? So in those lines you have to think, because this pawn you can ignore, but this bishop, king, queen, these three are the active pieces here, right? So you have to move such a way that all the three pieces can't do anything, right? So as I said, you if you this what do you call this rook takes queen, then king takes e6, then if queen e4 check, this variation which I told you, here bishop can come and block here, right? So you should not allow such things. You have to consider those also, because that is also not a checkmate, right? So anything where a king is allowed to move, or if you're allowing something to block the check, or if you're allowing something to capture the piece which is giving check, then it's not a checkmate, right? So none of these three should happen, then only it's a checkmate. So I mean I think I have given the sufficient time for you to think. So I think many of you might have not many, like some of you might have got the solution. So if you have got the solution, then it's very great, because it's not easy. So okay, I'll just reveal the solution here. The solution here is knight d6, right? So knight d6, why knight d6? Even though it looks very not a great move, it doesn't look like it is a great move, right? Because I told you that you have to take advantage of this pinned queen, but by moving knight d6 you are unpinning this queen, right? So what is great in this, you might think? But this knight d6, the main idea here is to allow for this queen c4 and queen e4 checkmates, right? These two checkmates are very interesting. So to allow queen c4 and queen e4 checkmates, we have to get a support of knight. Okay, so suppose for example just a basic variation is if queen c6 please, then this is a checkmate, right? So this is the main idea, this is the basic idea why we are moving knight d6. But there can be some ideas which avoids this thing, like suppose if queen takes e6, and it is internally giving, I mean it is in turn giving check to white, right? But it doesn't matter. Again, if you play queen e4, this is a checkmate, because this queen is pinned by bishop, so it cannot capture this pin, right? So this is again a checkmate. But there is one more nice move to avoid this queen e4 checkmate, that is bishop takes knight. So if bishop takes knight, then what is the move? I'll just give you some 5 seconds. Can you think of the move? It's an amazing move actually, right? So if bishop takes knight, then this c4 e4 checkmate doesn't work, right? So now the move is e takes d7 checkmate, right? This is a checkmate because there is a discovery, and king cannot go anywhere, right? So the main good thing about this variation is king could have gone here, but the it's called self-blocking, right? Black bishop itself is blocking this square, otherwise king could have gone here, right? So this is one variation. So like you can check for there are a lot of other variations where you can checkmate, but the solution is knight d6. Okay, so I think you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Thank you.